Here's how this works. Water, salt, and pepper, those are freebies. Your pantry, it better have flour, oil, vinegar, mustard, and garlic. Beyond that, you'll only need 5 more ingredients and 25 minutes to put an entree or entire meal on the table. So, shop, set the clock, and let's dish out. We'll start off with some bread. I've got a nice long French baguette here. We'll get some fresh mozzarella there, which we'll slice up here in just a moment. Some fresh store-bought pesto. Get the good stuff, if at all possible, out of the deli case. A couple of nice vine-ripened tomatoes. And of course, some chicken. I'm using breasts, but thighs would be a perfectly fine substitute or alternative. We'll add a couple tablespoons of olive oil to a skillet over medium-high heat and lay our breasts in away from us. Using about 2 pounds of meat here will be enough for 4 servings. Want to get a nice sear on that first side, of course season with salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Once we've got a good sear on that first side, after say 4 to 5 minutes, we'll go ahead and flip them over and put these into a 425 degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes or until they are just cooked through. The more thick your chicken breasts are, obviously the longer that's going to take. While those cook through, we'll go ahead and slice our bread into some sandwich-sized pieces. This recipe should yield enough for 3 to 4 sandwiches depending on the size of your bread loaf and how hungry you are. Once we've got them cut down into sandwich-sized loaves, we'll go ahead and slice them in half to give us a top and bottom slice of bread there. While we're slicing here, we'll go ahead and get our tomatoes cut up as well as our mozzarella cheese. Want relatively thin slices here, something that's easy to bite through. We'll drizzle our bread with a little bit more olive oil and toss that in the oven to get a nice toast on it for extra crunchification. This sandwich is all about a balance of textures and flavors. We've got that nice toasted bread right there. We'll set that aside. Once your chicken is cooked, you can let it rest for a little bit, or if you're struggling to get this done in 25 minutes like I was, just go ahead and slice into it after a couple of minutes of resting. Totally up to you. Again, go with nice thin slices that are easy to bite through. We'll lay down some pesto on both pieces of our bread because we want maximum basil and garlic flavor. Lay down a bed of that nice, beautiful, moist, perfectly cooked, thinly sliced chicken breast, followed by a few pieces of that mozzarella cheese. And because we want this to get ultra melty and ooey gooey, we'll tuck it back into the oven, potentially under the broiler, for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, just until that cheese is melted. We don't want to burn the bread or overcook our chicken. Finally, we'll lay down our tomatoes, and of course, raw tomatoes do need seasoning, so make sure you give them a generous cracking of fresh black pepper, as well as a heavy pinch of salt. This is a great recipe to use up those end-of-season tomatoes that you may have in your garden if you do such a thing. Anyways, there is our beautiful chicken caprese sandwich with all the flavors of mozzarella, fresh ripe tomatoes, and pungent basil. I'm serving mine up next to some fries, but you could have it on its own with some chips or a nice side salad. Beautiful colors there. Let's go in for a cross section and eventually a bite to see how we did. Look at all those juices pouring out there. I am so excited for this. That pesto gets nice and fragrant from that warm toasted bread. This is really a delightful bite. That cool, slightly tangy tomato, that herbal basil, perfectly cooked chicken, stretchy, gooey mozz. This is definitely one you've got to give a try. Hope you'll enjoy it. Let me know what you think, and as always, go make something delicious.